Welcome to the Talking SHHH podcast. That's right. We'll be talking about music, albums, live shows, bands we love, bands not so much. Again, we're talking SHHH. Join me, Scott Nokon, and Stephen James. Hey guys, we are back. This is 49. So what we wanted to do, we're just kind of continue our Mötley Crüe conversation. Again, on episode 48, we focus solely on Too Fast for Love. So we're just going to kind of let this go, Stephen. And
this is a couple of things I wanted to talk about when you
add to it. Yeah, since
I did
kind of ended abruptly. So.
No, I always interrupt you. I apologize.
No. You're good.
You always take the lead, and you're so good at it. But as far as the Too Fast for Love album, the album was remixed under supervision by Roy Thomas Baker.
Yep.
And released on August 20th, 1982 by Elektra Records.
Yes.
With whom the band signed its first recording contract. The Elektra version had a different track order and omitted, here we go, Stick to Your Guns. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I think this is all the stuff from The Dirt. Yeah.
Is that them or is that?
This is the actors. Yeah, this is the Dirt version.
It still looks good though. It still looks like them. You were just spinning around.
Yeah.
And the OG drum set and the spinning of sticks. That's so cool. As well as the first verse from the title track, in addition, re-recorded in a shorter version of Come On and Dance, appears on the release. However, the initial release of the album on Electric in Canada on both vinyl and cassette was not the remixed version. It's interesting how you get versions on different, it's like, why? I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, different countries, different versions. Labels, I guess it makes sense. It's a matter of what is cleared, right? But then why they go in and maybe just to repackage it entirely, right?
The original leather version, I love the leather with the two dots over the U, Mötley Crüe, with an electro label on it, included Stick to Your Guns. This was released 2 months before the remix version was released by Elektra worldwide, because Mötley Crüe was about to embark on a Canadian tour, and Elektra wanted to ensure a product was available while the band was in the country. When the remix version was completed later, Canadian pressings were the same as Elektra version everywhere else. It was amazing because everyone had passed on us the first time around. We were happy just that somebody prepared to mass produce our records and that we could go out on tours, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thank you for adding that additional detail, and we're letting that kind of run. Let's see if we can get some sound here.
Yeah, while you're doing that, again, why I play double bass drums, I don't have two bass drums anymore because I got rid of the giant monster beast. But that is because of Tommy Lee and that double bass thing. When I first heard that song, I was like, whoa, wait, what's going on? How's he doing that? And being a young kid drummer growing up and listening to this type of music, I was like, I need to figure out how to do that. So there was a guy up the street that had a single 4 or 5 piece drum kit, and I'm like, hey, can you bring that over? So I joined him in my backyard and had double bass drum, and I was like, let me see how this works. I was like, was I like the pioneer? No, I wasn't. But it was
Pioneer Chicken.
God, remember Pioneer Chicken? I don't think that was out of the southern hemisphere here. But that was the first time where I had realized, where I saw multiple toms and double bass drum and a lot of cymbals, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. This kind of reminds me of Neil Peart, which my brother turned me on to. But I was more because of Tommy Lee. There you go, doing that drumming style. And it was like, that just sold me on it. It wasn't anybody other than Tommy Lee that said two drums on the bass that's what you want to do. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. And I've had it ever since. Now I have one bass drum, but a double pedal. So
for sure. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because
influence on me.
Yeah. Well, you said the words I was just going to say. I didn't realize how much of an influence he was.
Absolutely.
We talked, about Iron Maiden in the past. And again, that we were just watching, this will kind of jump ahead. There we go.
Oh, you want to get your taxes done?
Yeah, well, yeah, well, did and didn't get
I did too.
murdered.
I don't want
Yeah,
to see how much I owe.
yeah. I
Yeah. God love you.
came out ahead. It's been a
Night.
few.
Well, you have a
Yeah,
home to write off, so that kind of helps.
yeah.
Oh, look at them doing the Tommy Lee.
We'll just let this kind of play out. Yeah, because
Such a
one of
great
the things
album.
we're going to do, and I'd rather just focus on the first record. So let me get rid of this real quick, Stephen. It'll come back up on the screen, I promise, ladies and gentlemen. Um,
We are improving right now,
if I can
so
work on the
enjoy.
fly here, yeah.
We are working on the fly. And Scott is wearing a trucker's hat backwards.
I
So
am, yeah. Dude, I just typed in because I'm on my second one. I just wrote Motley Crüe, Too Fast for Zoo.
too fast for
That,
Zoo TV.
Too Fast for Zoo. That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that is so cool. Let's see. I want like a good, cool video here. Um, I don't want a recent version of Too Fast for Love.
Since you said
There we go.
you too. Oh God, this is so weird on too fast for you too.
Yeah. Too Fast for You too. Yeah. All right. This is our well, all these are fun, of course. Don't get me wrong here. This is just, you know,
While we're filling in, check out my little nephew rocking out on a ukulele. Look at that. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, it doesn't pan out. Like, yeah, let's go.
nice.
Yeah.
Ukulele.
Oop. What? Which one is this? Oh, that's got to be Shout or something. Or is
This
that too
is
fast?
Livewire.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. So continuing the conversation. Yeah, Stephen,
So
I didn't
good.
realize he was that big of an influence. Now, I always liked Tommy Lee's drumming. He was always a character, but it was
Solid.
talent, obviously, talent for sure as well. But
Yeah.
he
He's a
definitely,
showman.
was I don't know if it's right to say the first like rock star drummer, but certainly like in my generation of someone that was kind of bigger than life, right? Um,
Yeah, he brought Mick has white makeup on his face. He brought the
he does.
showmanship to
Yeah.
drumming, as
Yeah.
far as I know. With the, just with the spinning of the sticks, I was like, how does he do that? It's like, is it on every other beat? Like I studied it. I watched the video over and over. I'm like, how does he do that? And I was like, oh, I got it figured out. It's just every other beat, and I can do that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I did it probably more back when I was playing the Sunset Strip days.
Yeah.
I don't do it now because it's like, whatever.
I
I just
just
want to
noticed
play the
something.
songs. Yes.
And we both know who this individual is.
Hmm.
Um, so who does Vince Neil remind you of here?
Courtney
It's
Love,
someone you well, okay, yeah. It's someone you played with for a short amount of time. He
Robbie,
also is short in stature, but a huge
Robbie.
voice. Yeah. Everything he did, he mimicked what Vince Neil did. And he probably studied this video because every move he did, and I'm not ripping on him at all because he was instrumental in like showing me how to sing. But I just noticed this now as I'm watching it. It's like, wait, his moves in Holy Soldier and Hero, and that's when I lost touch with them. Um, but all that, like that and the movement and all that, it's like, wait, he was Mick Mars in the Livewire video.
Yeah, we used to call Holy Soldier Moldy Boulder.
Yes, yeah, I've heard
So,
that. Yeah,
and Glenn, if you're watching, please don't take any heartburn over it. It was just we used to just goof. We all goofed on each
he
other.
never played
We
in
were a
Holy Soldier,
competition.
right? Or maybe he did for like two
I
seconds.
think he was in it. I think he was in it for a minute.
Okay, 30. It was 37 minutes probably on a
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah,
Wow. How about
because
that?
that was Robbie left that to form no
You know what I used to say to Robbie?
Hero.
You know what I used to say to Robbie? Stand up when you walk in the room.
Yeah, yeah.
He was sorry, Robbie, I love you to death. If you're still around, I love you to death, but you were a fucking asshole. Sorry,
Yeah,
you were a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I never had a bad experience, but
I did.
I
He was
no,
a prick.
I can totally,
He was a prick to me.
I can see that. Yeah, it's like the whole thing that was during the, and we're jumping around a little bit, folks, on purpose, but you
Sorry.
know,
Oh,
no,
I
that
go
was no,
dark. I didn't mean
that's what we
to.
do.
I'm sorry. I didn't
In
mean to go dark, everybody.
no, that's fine.
I just
Because that was in an early I think it's fine. Like 49, we're prepping for our big show, the 50th episode coming
let's
up next after this.
go.
Kind of the build
What's
up.
gonna
We did
happen?
our Christian metal episode, and I think it's
I
worthwhile.
don't want that to
Maybe
be our 50th.
no, it's not going to be. I don't know if you revisit that. I don't want Dr. Feelgood.
Or we got an idea. What do you guys want to see us to do for our 50th? How about making some comments? Say, hey, what do you want to see? What do you want us to do? But I can tell you it's going to be an extravaganza because we, Scott Nocon and Stephen James, and by the way, as I'm mentioning Scott Nocon, let me mention his radio show that he does on Tuesdays at 99WNRR.com. He's 2 hours. Are you ahead or behind? I can never figure out that time zone. I'm such a moron.
I'm in Central, so it's
Central.
2 hours later.
So it's usually when I'm at 4 p.m. in Pacific time. He texts me and he texts a few other people that never reply that he's getting ready to go on. And I do my absolute best to tune in, unless I'm on a job and I can't get away. But you guys missed a hell of a show last Tuesday. Oh my God. It was like every song that Scott picked out was like shit, yeah. Shit, yeah. He's trying to do a show and I kept fucking message bombing him like, oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. And I'm like, oh, play this song. I'm like, that's not an 84 song. So
yeah, sorry.
like,
You know
that
what?
didn't work.
I didn't
No,
reply
it's
to you,
fine.
but you
I
knew
finally
that
got
after
it.
you
I was like,
sent
oh
it.
wait,
Yeah.
that doesn't work out. Well, it was earlier, but
Yeah.
But it was if you guys get a chance, please subscribe and there's a chat version that he does as well. And you guys can go on and submit requests. But he mixes it up that's really kind of fun. It'll be hardcore and then it'll be the triple thrash back, which is about midway through. And then, you just don't know what he's going to play, which is the coolest thing because you're like, shit, listen to that. Oh,
Yeah.
listen to that. So
I sometimes I don't know what I'm going to play.
well, good because
yeah.
Motley Crüe, the Dirt, Jack Daniels should be a Jameson bottle personally, but yeah, they were.
Do you hear this? This is merry-go-round. Can you hear that?
No. Anyhow, you guys, please check out his radio show on Tuesday nights, evenings. It's truly some great effing metal to listen to. Some of it you may not like, some of it you may like, but you know what? If you're driving home and sitting in traffic like I do in Southern California, you want to listen to this because it just is like, oh, this helps me get through the day. Or if I'm in the kitchen prepping, whatever. So I'm to see how I'm feeling airtime. So
it's not like I'm doing something here. Yeah.
99WNRR.com on Tuesdays. Scott lives in the Midwest-ish Nashville
South.
area,
I'm in the
Memphis
South
area. Yeah. And it's 2 hours from PC time, which is Pacific. You guys would love it. I promise you, check it out because I listen to it every Tuesday. If I'm not on a job, getting my ass handed to me.
There's my coaster right here. I'm got my little vinyl coasters there.
Don't put a drink on that.
No, but this is a coaster. See how tiny it is? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it could be a 45.
Yeah. Well, see.
Could be a 45.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think Neil was grabbing on that? It looks like he's got a camel toe.
Well, move your head. We can't tell. Just
yeah, I mean, it's not a buck knuckle; it's a camel toe.
No. So, yeah, I think this is a interesting show. But in that,
when aren't they?
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing because who knows what we're.
Yeah, we might get busted.
Yeah, but in that, let's see what else can we do here. Yeah.
What do you think of our recliners?
Yeah, they're comfortable, right? We
They
can kind of
are.
sit back, you know.
They are. Well, of course, we're looking up at where the film comes out to the screen, but hey, at least we're paying attention. So Motley Crue, I honestly haven't seen them since that first show. There's a lot of people that go see him now, and um, you listen to Vince Neil and see him, and he's doing his best. I mean, God love him, but there's a lot of goofy stuff on YouTube that kind of portrays him singing goofy lyrics, and it's actually kind of funny to see. But you know what? If you love your passion and you love your music, do your passion.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if people talk shit about you or make fun about you. Do what you love to do. First of all, the guy's got more money than you and I have. So enjoy what you do. If you're not at the top of your game, then you're doing your best. That's all that matters, because these guys, I mean, again, as Scott and I said in 48, we were enjoying the quintessential what really blew up the heavy metal scene. Not saying that Rainbow or Dio or um, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Motorhead. But when that first Motley Crue album came out, it really was kind of the bloom of the rose that said, here's how it goes. And there was just a shit ton of bands that came out and were like, here we go. Guns N' Roses. I mean, of the likes, again, Scott and I are going to do a show on the Sunset Strip back in the early 80s, where it was just tons of people passing out flyers of bands. There was actually one time it was kind of funny, and I'm not trying to toot my horn. I went up there with a couple of friends, parked my truck. I had a stage name back then, and I'm not going to say it, but I walked out of my truck, and the guy goes, "Hey, are you so and so?" I was like, "I am." He goes, "Can I have your autograph?" And I was like, "Are you shitting me? Really?" He's like, "No, I'm serious." And I was like, that was the only time and the first time that somebody asked me for my autograph. And I was like,
Nice.
it's not going to mean shit, but thank you for putting my ego up to the clouds, because that was the coolest thing that somebody ever asked me. And I was like, that was fucking cool. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget where I was at. I'll never forget what the guy looks like. I'll never forget the entire moment. It was like, I thought it was a joke. I was like, really? Come on. Stop
No,
it.
that's cool. That's
So
really cool.
anyhow, I was feeling air.
So yeah, we no, I appreciate it. Yeah, because I was just kind of fishing around. So, if anything, a little PSA, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, then you are here and you know where it's at. But, in that YouTube at / at Talking Show,
Yes.
and here's all the
Three
content,
H's.
right? You can go ahead and just find everything right there.
I
And we'll
also
do
have to
that.
really quick thank the other community that I belong to that have been very supportive of us, that has 120,000 subscribers, that are supporting us and pushing
Yeah, we
people
need
our
more. We
way.
need more. We need some help here. You
Yeah,
know,
and they're doing it, and they're very grateful for me because I support them as far as monetary goes, and they are helping pushing our views out as
then these
well.
aren't
So
my searches, by the way. This is like defaults from YouTube. So,
does that say
last
trans
can
women?
and it does not say that. Yeah, Cajun culture. Yeah, yeah. I'm not searching for this stuff. Um,
Scott and I have British humor, so far be it for you guys to
I think it might be
understand.
brutish or
Or British.
brutal. Yeah. But again, this is all these are all the shorts that we want you to
Look, they're all
check out.
pictures of you.
No, you're on there. Look.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just appreciate everybody tuning into us and giving us a chance, because we love what we do. We're happy what we do. We're musicians. We're making new music to get
There we
put
go.
out. And, thank you guys for subscribing and liking. And please comment, ask us for suggestions, what you guys want to hear and see. we truly appreciate the support, and it goes a long way for us. So thank
Absolutely. Yeah. 49 episodes in, we just
50's
passed
coming.
we just passed a year on
Isn't that
YouTube, I think like
amazing?
yesterday. Um,
Amazing.
so, this just kind of was literally came about as just a whim. I remember reaching out. I'm all, Steven, you want to do a show? Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't hesitate. You go, yeah.
absolutely.
And it wasn't what are we going to talk about? It's like, well, we know music. Um, we know music, so we'll talk about music. And certainly, we've been teasing this for the last year, but in the new year, something to look forward to in in the new year. I don't know why I even said that.
It is new.
Yeah.
It's new.
For some reason, I thought 50 would be like the cap. Clearly, this is number two, and it's a Thursday night, so I am enjoying it. You got to enjoy
Yes,
life.
I do. My
But
favorite.
we will be mixing in some movies,
Yeah.
maybe highlight a movie or two, top sports, top music movies. I think that would be apropos.
Or movies that have heavy metal music in them, like
There we go.
and did on Freddy Krueger Part 2.
Yeah, totally. All that. We want to be able to kind of fit that in. So essentially, what we're doing, we can demonstrate to all of you guys out there. If you have a dream, just follow your dream. You can
Absolutely.
do it. There's no cap on who can put a show out. If you enjoy just a couple minutes of it, we appreciate it. We'll come back and doing it again. Certainly, Motley Crüe and Deftones has been a hot topic in the last week. So in the future shows, we're going to do Shout the Devil in our next episode. We won't do for 50. Stephen, we'll just kind of come together and just figure out what we can do for like the
Aerosmith
big blowout.
said that too.
Yeah. But we're going to highlight that, and like I said, we're going to do Motley Crüe, Shout the Devil, Theater of Pain, Girls, Dr. Feelgood. We'll highlight those. We're looking to do some other ones. I think some Slayer eventually will be fit in. Someone asked me today at work, and they go, "You're going to do Loudness?" I'm like, "Well, son of a bitch." I go, "Stephen brought up Loudness." I go, "We are going to do Loudness, Rock and Roll Crazy Nights." We're going to be doing that.
And Armored Saint.
Armored Saint would be fantastic. One of my top 3 vocalists of all time.
Absolutely, John Bush.
Yeah. So in that, guys, as always, we appreciate you continuing to be on the ride with us. We do it because we love music. We love hanging out with one another. We have a little bit of fun, of course. So in all that, until next time, a little
bit of ADHD,
a little bit. That's okay. But make sure, again, we got we got another subscriber.
Let's go.
So we've added again. These are modest numbers. I get it, but we've added 10 since our last episode.
Let's go.
That's great. Keep on doing it. And we've just passed another milestone on the number of views. So it matters. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're going to be looking to introduce, as we get into the next 50 shows, some more sponsors and some folks that appreciate what we do. Again, Wheelie Q Barbecue has been with us from the beginning.
Let's do that.
So wheelieq.com. Make sure you go out there and check it out. And you know what? I'm going to do this because, Stephen, I didn't do it in the last couple episodes. So I want to do.
Yes, you did. Let's go.
I want to do it.
Let's do it.
Don't go anywhere.
Please, you guys, help out.
There's nothing better than dead air.
Amazing.
Keep on talking here.
Yeah. So, and also we have a lot of new stuff coming up. Again, we always ask you guys to subscribe and give us topics you want to hear about. You want to listen to about Jethro Tull. That was random.
Maybe if they want to, yeah.
Grand X. Anything. We are musicians, so we don't exclude any music. It could be rap, it could be funk, it could be pop, it could be anything. We are not at all gonna deny any type of music, because musicians are musicians, and we love all types of music. It could be country. It could be country and Western. That's just a joke. Sorry. Yeah. I know that Coachella is happening this weekend.
It is. Yeah.
Lady Gaga and Green Day, and I think Post Malone are playing tonight. I feel for those people that are in 110-degree heat. I've been to Stagecoach a few times, and it is hot this time of year.
Yeah.
But if you guys have an amazing time to go out and do that, experience it. And it's interesting, real quick. I heard on the news today that they have a lot of camping. People are bringing their campers, fifth wheels, and all that. They said that there's more people getting Airbnbs and Verbos versus camping because they want to have everybody experience the same thing together in a nice, cozy home.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that those people that are raking in that money are like, shit, yeah, we'll take your money. I mean,
totally.
You get
$6
5 or
grand
6
for a
people
weekend.
to, you've got 5 or 6 people to put in $300-400, because they're going to jack the rates up on a weekend like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is fun. It is a fun. If you guys ever get a chance to go to Coachella or Stagecoach, I highly recommend you do it once.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. I've never been to Coachella, and I'm glad you mentioned it because it's what on YouTube they do live streaming. So they have multiple live stream setups. So you can catch any band. So it's, if you don't live in the area or you're not able to make it, just go up on YouTube and there's a whole channel dedicated to Coachella. So it's cool.
And I bet you Blink brings in the most personally, but
that was fun.
I may be buying.
Yeah.
I may be
buying. So Wheelie Q.
Let's go. Sorry.
So back when Colin and Kyla were hand filling hundreds of barbecue sauce bottles in their kitchen, they had two simple yet powerful goals: craft a delicious barbecue sauce from simple, honest ingredients and use their business to make a difference. That's how Wheelie Q came to life. Colin, who was born with spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, has faced the challenges of a life-altering condition with incredible resilience. When his condition forced him to quit his job in 2013, Colin didn't give up. Instead, he turned his passion for barbecue into a thriving family business. Wheelie Q Barbecue isn't just about great flavor, it's about raising awareness for SMA and donating a portion of profits to fund research for a cure. Today, Wheelie Q Barbecue is producing their original recipe barbecue sauce by the thousands and has expanded their product line to include barbecue rub, salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning, and ancho espresso seasoning. At Wheelie Q, every bottle supports a greater cause, and every seasoning will elevate the flavor of anything you cook. Guaranteed. I've used it, and it does. Thank you for choosing Wheelie Q and helping Colin and Kyla make a difference, one delicious meal at a time. And here we are now, getting into we're in spring. Obviously, we're in May.
I barbecued
freezing 2 nights ago here, but it's probably 75 tomorrow. So you can go out on the grill right now. Go out to Wheelie Q. That's WHEELYQ.com. WHEELQ.com. Coupon code TSP20. That's TSP20 for 20% off. And I believe they're running a special, Stephen, right now where you can buy like one bottle, get a second for free. Again, they got merchandise, cool shirts, stickers, all the product. Again, it goes for a great cause. Colin's,
I'm going to order when we get off.
They're great people. So do it. Support them. They support us. We appreciate it. Guys, as always, thank you. Be back next week for episode 50. It's going to go off.
It's going to be an epic show.
Party hats and everything going. But until next time, see ya.
Well, we didn't get shut off.
Thanks again for tuning in to the show. We'll be back every week with a brand new episode. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Talking SHHH Show, and also listen on Spotify or wherever you can stream a podcast. See ya.